What's wrong? Shut up, Mickey. You got it.
For example, when you talk to a female, I'm a football player. I'm a basketball player.
Yeah, you had an individual trying to become a millionaire.
Yeah.
Say, you don't got that.
Yeah.
They might speak some sense into them. Constructive criticism. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really starting to sweat. I'm sorry. I'm about to take off this bag.
You cut me off every time I get Hola, Bobby!
Buenas.
Alright, guys, unfortunately, the light died, but we back at it again, so, come on, Elon, come on right in.
Sit down, man.
Alright, I'm sorry, guys.
Sit down.
Alright, so, do you guys remember where we was at?
We were talking about.
Yeah.
We were no clue. Action paralysis.
Being scared to do what you
Being
actually
scared
want
to,
to
and
do.
then you said how failure and the Kobe Bryant advice with failure and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's interesting. Like I've had a couple friends that I've kind of been talking through this kind of stuff with, because it's like it can be. It's just so many distractions right now for people trying to actually chase what they want to.
There's
and
so many dopamine, like
yeah,
easy accessible
dude, we're just
dopamine.
taking our life force away in so many ways. So no, I think it's something that we got to combat. You have to actively combat it. Otherwise, it's designed to hijack you. It's like.
It's so it's so smart. Like, I don't mean to, like Matrix stuff, whatever.
Oh yeah.
You believe what you believe in. To each their own. But I'm assuming these guys are on the same page as me. It's just what I'm about to say.
Likely.
There's a chaotic system that is placed. By the higher elites.
Oh, absolutely.
And it goes down to like, it's like the, what is it called? The pyramid scheme.
Yeah, pyramid scheme.
The pyramid scheme. It's in every company. CEO. This is it. And then just imagine that on a grander scale.
Oh yeah.
It's like. Promoting PORN, promoting, you could go on your phone and then a 10-year-old can click a few times because they don't got parental controls.
Actually.
And next thing you know, they built an addiction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether it's masturbation or the video itself, you know what I mean?
Even what you were saying with food too, like the companies that are owned by even larger companies, it's the illusion of choice when it comes to your dietary.
This is why you're here.
No, I'm awake.
Speaking in my language.
Yeah,
bro.
it's a sad thing. I mean, it's like a joke with my friends now. We pull up like products that we would usually eat, and we just look at the back and just like try and guess what the ingredients actually are. Like, what the fuck is it? I'm sorry.
What's benzimazine?
Yeah, what is Yellow 6 Lake?
Red 40.
Yeah, exactly.
That's in like 50% of food.
Stuff like that, linked to like behavioral issues with children, like so many different things where if you look deeper.
That's why so many times when parents give birth to child, their children have defects. It's not because of any genetic. I don't mean to, I'm not jumping to any assumptions, because obviously there's always a will and there's always a way to, certain problems like genetic mutations and stuff like that that make them that way. But most of the time, genetics and all that stuff is altered through the processed foods that people are eating. And like you said, through the illusion of choice. Yeah. There's like 3 or 4 main companies that own
every major food brand.
Every major food brand. And I think the major food brands are like Nestle.
Yep.
Nestle, Klondike? No.
Not Klondike.
Kellogg's.
Yeah.
Walmart, like the bigger retail stores, like all that stuff, maybe not fully owned, and they make it look like it's a different thing. But you look into the percentage of the investors, 30%, 40%. Not, I don't want to say any specific, but
Yeah, nah, you're gonna definitely get sniped. But no, I agree.
Rock and Van, that's all I'm gonna say.
Like you said, pyramid scheme. Like, bro, what schools? You know who started schools?
People that a person, the president of education or something like that said, "I want a nation full of workers, not thinkers."
Exactly. Not just that. You know who signed rappers?
Labels.
No, labels. But do you know who owned the labels?
I'm not knowledgeable.
Bro, people like jail systems. Like people that higher up that own jail systems, because
this is a whole new topic.
Real talk though, bro. They signed rappers to labels. And we're not talking about like, Drake, R&B singers. We're talking about rappers. I killed this, blah 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 blah. Like speaking about killing. You know why? Because it holds it to people's heads. All these young kids killing, turns into
drugs,
the streets,
sex,
and it turns in
and that's how the crime rate goes.
Crime rate goes up. More people go to jail. More money, more profit. Yeah. That's exactly how it is. Everything's pyramid scheme. It's the Matrix. Like just how you said it is the Matrix, bro.
And I feel like the best way to quote unquote escape it, at least when you're in the Western side of the world, is financial freedom.
Yeah.
That's the Western aspect. The Eastern side, thankfully, it's a lot easier. Not saying there's not a pyramid scheme there, but it's a lot more, there's a lot more third world countries in the eastern side of the world. You know, I've had my fair share of experiences in the eastern side of the world. So, you know, going over there and living there and seeing it, how their life is, like, yes, there is a matrix, but it's in such a different way that it's like so much more peace.
I agree. I think the best way to possibly escape the matrix is econ. Yeah, financial freedom, but econ. What I mean by
having
econ,
money work for you.
Having not money work for you, but having money come through online. The reason why I say that, the whole world is based off online. Like right now, this is going on social media, bro.
Yeah, but what says that the higher ups are in control in the online aspect?
They can control it, but you getting money by econ, you can live wherever and still be successful. Let's say
That's true.
That's like, for example, in Miami, bro, housing costs 10 times more than Texas. Texas is lower. I go to a different country. Of course, I'm going to have to convert my money to something else. That money still coming, that passive flow income is still coming through online. And I'm in a whole different country. And I'm getting orders from all around the country. That's what I personally think. I think that's financial freedom. Of course, having your money passively coming in, that as well. But having econ, bro, you can like genuinely live anywhere and be okay. Then I live in Texas. I gotta get a job. I'm on salary now. Boom, I'm on salary.
Retire at 65.
Retire at 65. We're not even. I'm on salary, but this is not what I want to be at my whole life. I want to live somewhere else. And okay, hold on, let me finish.
Yeah.
I want to go live somewhere else. I go to, let's say I want to go to California. I have to get another job, another salary. How can I afford that unless the job can transfer it over? You know what I'm trying to say?
100%.
So that's like, yeah.
And it's like, bro, like, and it's like the reality that the world is turning into now. A lot of more people are becoming awake to this, you know, facade that is going on.
And that's why everybody's trying to be an influencer.
Exactly. And it's not even necessarily like the amount of money that you can make in social media, the amount of people that have social media, the opportunities are endless. Literally, there's no amount of people that can become influencers that will not be successful from it.
Well, generally, I think what people get mistaken about being an influencer is that they think you're getting paid by TikTok video, YouTube video, Instagram video. That's not where the real money is coming from. It's about coming about the promotions, the ads, your community, bro. With that platform, you can start a clothing brand, like we were just talking about.
Yeah. Face creates everything.
Not even a clothing brand, bro. Jake Paul, energy drink.
That thing
Prime, bro.
Prime is a prime example.
A prime example, bro. Oh my god. An influencer, but like I said, with his platform, he started Prime. Prime is everywhere. It's in Walmart.
Oh yeah.
It's everywhere.
Dude, it's genuinely so hot in here. Am I tweaking, bro?
No, it is.
Bro.
Like I recognize it as an opportunity that you usually wouldn't get to have, is that you can utilize that platform because you have the attention.
Yeah.
You have the attention of a set group of people that you can direct them to whatever kind of platform you want.
Yeah, bro.
It's really just like it's the starting ground for what you want to take it to.
Of course, and I was telling Elon like about that. Like everybody wants to start a brand, and they're like, oh, I need to get this influencer, this influencer, this influencer. But the best thing is become an influencer within yourself.
Become your own influencer.
Like of course, it's always good to still get another influencer and what it call in your brand or whatever you got going on.
Yeah.
But just building that community for yourself, like not for your brand, of course for your brand as well, but for yourself
as an individual.
You can genuinely. Because when it's a brand, bro, you can only focus on your brand. Like you can only promote your brand, make community for your brand. But for yourself, you're making a community. You can transfer it to this brand, to a car company, to energy drink, product, ads, everything.
And just simply off the fact that people like you,
just that.
Sales.
True.
Just like that, bro. Like for example, Quan. Who's not Quan? Let's say what's another big time? Mr. Beast,
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
And his podcast, Impulsive, one of the most successful podcasts in recent times.
Just having that type of just having a platform in general can be so beneficial.
Do so much. It could do so much. But also, a lot of it is pre-planned. I don't know if you guys know.
Eyebrow.
Nah, I don't. You know, I'm not gonna push any conspiracies out there. This is one last topic I want to get into, and then I want to get into the questions.
Okay, we'll get into the questions. While we do the questions, we'll play the game.
Yeah. So, Offset.
Offset.
Calling names. Offset was a backup dancer. I don't know for what specific artist.
Wait, Offset, like rapper Offset?
Rapper Offset. No, what I mean by backup dancer, I mean like, you know how like on a concert when an artist is performing, they have the people in the back? He was a backup dancer since he was a child.
You mean dancer or like the person that raps? Like singer?
No, backup dancer. Like you know, like in the background, like how like Chris Brown have like, and it'll be like doing all the dances. He was that since a child.
Really?
And think about that. You already know where I'm heading at with here. When you implement it at a child, it's such an innocent mind that you could say whatever and it's easy and manipulative. Now, I'm not saying I don't know what the system is like. I know there's probably like a way deeper
picture. Well, of course, but back to going on to our topic a little bit, like
you know,
yeah, like going back to what we were saying a little bit earlier, like just having people to push you, because Offset is just one of a big group. He had 3 people with him. Offset, what was the other person?
Quavo
and Takeoff. That group probably like, bro, you're a backup dancer. I'm this, blah blah blah. Let's do it together. Let's form something together. Like I was just saying, a community, a platform, grow from it, and us being us 3 together, push each other, and build something.
That's a possibility. I mean, obviously, I don't know how the Migos came about, but it's just an example.
Bro,
just an example.
I don't know too much knowledge on it, but I'm pretty sure, from what I know, my knowledge, I'm pretty sure that's close enough to it.
And that ties back into Ethan saying that pride is like the killer of growth.
100%.
Because, you know, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be honest. I'm prideful myself. I think everybody has a little bit of pride. But I think there's a fine line between a healthy amount of pride and then a negative amount of pride. Yeah. The pride when you, like you said, I got to do all this on my own. And I'm sure, I know damn well you have really good experience in that, bro. Especially what you've been through. You have to like kind of take a step back, observe the way you're thinking from like an outside perspective. It's hard to do, but once you learn how to do it, it's really it's really helpful.
Like genuinely, even coming from me, like bro, I'm still struggling with my pride to this day. Like,
it's an ongoing thing.
Of course, like bro, like I don't. One thing I stand by, I don't take handouts.
I personally don't think that you ever get rid of pride or certain
emotions. You just learn how to
you manage it or you accept it to where it doesn't bother you anymore onto that specific level.
Yeah,
meaning like. Yeah, I have pride, but I know I need help right now. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Just an example. You know what I mean?
Like for me, like I was saying, like bro, like I don't like handouts. Like if somebody try to give me something, like I'm the type with my girl, like she try to, let me be different. Let me buy the food today. I mean, of course it's attractive. Like, y'all like, babe, go ahead buy that food. But down, it's like, bro, you're gonna make me feel like a less than a man. It's my pride that's not gonna allow me to do it. But deep down, I'm like, hey, my pockets is tight. I'm spending my last on this meal. Yeah. But pride would hold me down. Like I said, that's something I think everybody's struggling with, to this day. Like, even me.
Yeah. Ego is you gotta navigate it.
Yeah. 100%.
It can bite you if you're not careful.
That's actually a great thing that you mentioned that.
That's what we talked about a lot.
Ego. There's a difference between egotistical and ego. Your ego is. I told him we had this is literally the conversation we had.
Yeah.
Your ego is your sense of individuality, your sense of self, and like I said with pride, there's a healthy amount of ego. It's okay to have an ego. It's okay. It's not okay to be egotistical, but it's okay to have an ego because when you operate with your ego is like basically the right side of your brain. It's the side of your brain that's logical, reasoning, logistics, stuff like that. That's what your ego is. And then your soul, quote unquote, is like the left side of your brain. It's like intuition, deeper knowledge, self-reflection, basing stuff off, feel, what I mean? Stuff like that. And if you could healthily tie those in, you can't see it, but I have a tattoo of yin yang. That's the eternal prime balance, and that's literally what life is all about. It's all about finding eternal inner balance.
Yeah.
Knowing that you have negative aspects about yourself and knowing that you have positive aspects about yourself, working those two together to make something even greater than what you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Accepting your negatives and then transmuting it into something positive. You know what I mean? So, now that we had this amazing conversation and episode so far,
get into some questions and play some games.
We're gonna get into some questions and start some games. So I'm gonna start this off. I cooked when I made these questions. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, while you answer the questions, you're our guest. We'll let you go first.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
All right, let's.
Like we said earlier, we're gonna be a little different than normal podcasts. We're gonna play games a little bit while we ask questions and whatnot. Make it a little entertaining for y'all. Y'all ain't just sitting there, hot chips. Popcorn.
Not only that, yes, we understand that the first episode we used Jenga.
Yeah.
But also, like we're gonna get more board games.
Yeah,
we're gonna get more board games.
Candyland.
He actually, I've never heard of Candyland in my life.
I don't know how.
And I genuinely don't. And he said that like we should do that on the podcast. So like we're definitely gonna be getting a lot of different types of board games on the podcast that we will be using with our guests to keep them into the
Y'all comment below and let us know what games y'all want to see next.
There we go. That's what I like to hear.
That's all you have to say. Y'all comment. Let us know what game y'all want to see next.
So you just went. Did you just go?
Yeah.
All right, it's my turn. So I'm gonna ask a question, and then y'all can answer while I'm going.
Okay.
What made you go down that path of spirituality or finding yourself, working on yourself, and self-improvement? What was that one event that made you go down that route? If you can consciously remember, because I don't know about y'all, but I know that.
Yeah. You want me to go first? You want to go first?
You go ahead.
For me, bro, it's like I said earlier in the episode, like me losing my peoples, and then not also just losing my peoples, getting that big heartbreak at the same exact time, like same exact time, bro. Like my mom is on her deathbed, and I'm on this phone with this girl every night. Like, bro, nobody's in the house, just me and my little brother.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm on the phone with this girl. We gotta go to sleep. Blah blah blah. Y'all know how this goes. Fall asleep on the phone, and like, bro. I'm not gonna, you know what? I'm gonna put this story out here. So give y'all a, backline to it.
Of course, if anything, we could just bleep out certain details.
Yeah. So, during COVID, quarantine and whatnot, this is when it was a little bit in the middle of COVID, where you couldn't go to school, but you have to have a mask on. And it was just getting a little bit more free with it. You don't have to wear your mask as long as blah, 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 blah. So I ended up getting COVID, which I knew I didn't have it anymore. But since I didn't physically get it tested, like official, I had to still do the you from Miami. The rules was you still have to stay home for 14 days.
Yeah.
So I had to stay 14 days, and I was with this girl, bro. And during those 14 days, she was at school, and I'm like, yo, you want to come you want to come over? Like after, I don't have COVID no more. Just me. I've been home,
right,
going through this stuff alone. Like I would really like if you can come over.
You gotta stop hitting the table.
Yeah. She was like, yo, I'm gonna come over. This and that. I'm like, okay. So when after school, the same exact day. Before the bell rings, I get a text. I'm not at school, but before the school ends, I get a text from one of my football teammates. Yo, this girl just beat this guy in class. And I'm like, huh? And mind you, me and this girl never did anything. Like, I never did anything sexual.
Were you dating her at the time?
I was dating her. I mean, like, we wasn't official, but we was dating. Like, you know what I mean?
I feel what you're saying. Yeah.
And she's telling me, like, they're telling me, yo, she just beat your teammate in class. And I'm like, nah, bro, she wouldn't do that. Like, I can barely, like, I only kissed this girl and grabbed, certain parts, but we never did anything. And she always told me, like, she's not ready yet. So I'm like, nah, that can't be true. Like, nah, bro. Where I'm from, there's this little kid that passed away. His name was, I'm not going to say his name, for privacy. But he passed away. He was, like, on his name. She did that. And now I was like, okay, she did that. So I texted her. I'm like, I believe it. But still, it's like, I don't believe it because she never did that before. You know? Yeah. So I asked her, and she's like, how do you know that? Instantly, heart drop. So fast forward, bro, that happened. It was like, yo, I was going through it. A month later, my mom dies. And it's like, bro, this is rock bottom. Like, how can this happen to me? And I'm 16 years old.
Yeah.
Prior to my mom passing away, my stepfather that raised me passed away 5 months prior to that.
Jeez.
From the same situation of liquor. So I don't drink. That's the reason why I don't drink. But passed away from same thing. Like, how is that even possible? Two people passing away in the same year from the same cause. In two different conditions, you feel me? Like, healthy and everything. I'm like, wow, that's actually crazy. So I was lost mentally. Like, I never cried. I cried. Like, that whole, I've been through foster care, this and that. I haven't cried since a kid. That night, bro, I was crying, bro. Yeah. And I was like, I gotta do something different. Like, this is a whole different life. Like, I didn't even have a place to live. Thankfully, I had somebody. I'm gonna say his name too, because I'm very thankful for them. Even though, like, we bump heads a lot. His name is Danny, and I went over there. Prior to other things happening, I was living there, and they gave me a, good family friend. They let me live there with them. And then I went to my cousins and whatnot, but they gave me that, to stay there. And bro, I was playing football at the time. I was like, yo, I'm locking in. And at the time it was football. Now I use it instead of football as a business perspective. Football is like, bro, my people, like my coach was like, yo, don't come to practice. Don't play this game. You need time to cope. You need time to deal with what you want to. I'm like, nah, bro,
You wanted to go right away.
Yeah, I want to go right away. Like, bro, I need to face this. Mm-hmm. And one thing I guess I can still say to this day is I still haven't faced it. More or less, like I just ran away from it. So something I need to learn with, but it's still like the biggest thing. Like you said, the question, the biggest thing, like, yo.
That made you go down that path.
It made me go through that path. And I can say I had 3 big, like things that really rock bottom. That was one. That was my first biggest thing I ever went through. Besides foster care, but I was young. I'm not going to really claim it. That was number 1. Number 2 was a second heartbreak. But we're still speaking on number 1. But yeah, I'm just naming other things. But that I can say that was probably the biggest thing for me that made me like, yo, there need to be change in life for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, similar sort of situation. I mean, it's like when you reach that point, I think it was, those things happen, like the actual life events happen, but the real realization for me was when I wasn't, treating myself with like care, or like concerned with my, like careless. Like that was the word I came back to when I thought about that time, was like carelessness with my own health and well-being. So when I realized that was the point that I was at, where I'm like, I'm not even concerned about my own well-being at this point, that's when I was like, that's not okay.
Yeah,
I recognize that
health, like even for me, like I said, my people's passing away, it made me like, yo, that drinking stuff, I can't do it.
Yeah, you had to lock in. Absolutely. This is crazy.
Yeah, bro.
Especially like doing this while we're having
these serious conversations.
Yeah, this is crazy work.
So you would say that your situation that kind of brought you on that spiritual path, or that why, like why am I just the foundation of everything.
I want to say spiritual path because like when you lose a family member, like I said, to this day I'm still going through it, but I learned how to deal with it better. Like for me, I want to say spiritual path, like
self-improvement.
Self-improvement as in my why, because when that happens, bro, it's like more like, I believe in the higher power, but it's like, I just lost my parents, bro. I'm 16 years old. Why me?
Yeah.
Like, why am I being put through this at such a young age? I came out the womb, bro. Mom selling drugs so we can live. Mm-hmm. Dad not in my life. Biological father not in my life. He's in jail the whole time. Come from New York. Oh, yeah. Like, I was born in New York, came to Miami because I was born into a gang called Latin Kings. My mom didn't want me that lifestyle, so she brought me to Miami. Boom. I get in Miami, I'm thinking, like, you think things will be better from, hearing, I'm still young, I don't know what's going on, but from my parents telling me things going to get better, mom have to do what she got to do to take care of us, which I'm extremely grateful for my mom, But, yeah, bro, and then go to foster care. Mm-hmm. After foster care, it's like, yo, thankfully I had a great foster mom. Come back and it's like, okay, now it's done. Now I get to live the life I'm going to have. Yeah. You come back from foster care, bro, you don't think nothing of anything that I just said. Like, you would not think of that. Like, you think your mom, everything gonna do good, bro. I come back to a whole family, bro. Stepfather, 2 brothers. I'm like, yo, I was the only child. Mm-hmm. So I was like, yo, what the like what? Yeah. So now it's like, okay, new life. I'm gonna get used to it. I'm always going through all these things. I'm gonna just get used to it. And being, like I said before, going to foster care, I was going in 7, 8 different elementary schools. I was always used to change, like back to back. So I was like, okay. I'm gonna get used to it. I'm gonna adapt to it again. Yeah. Whatnot. Yeah, okay. Crazy. Yeah, freshman year of high school. I go to high school. I get home from practice, play football. Get home from practice, it's like, my mom is on the couch crying. And I'm like, why is my mom crying? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, Mama, what's wrong with you? Like, I used to call Ma Dukes. Mama, what's wrong with you? And she's telling me, she was like, your dad died. I'm like, what do you mean my dad died? Not my stepdad that raised me, my biological father. And I'm like, what do you mean? And I generally didn't even know what to like tell my mom, like how to be there for my mom, because I didn't even know this man. Like, this man wasn't really in my life.
That must have been emotionally like conflicting for you.
Yeah, bro. And I'm like, how? I don't even know how to feel about it myself. Okay, wow. Like, that's a crazy way to come back from practice. And she's crying and I'm playing some New York sad music. I'm like, wow. And I go to my mom, I hold her, and like she's crying in my arms, like, Mama, it's gonna be all right, don't worry. Mm-hmm. After that, I guess my mom get really depressed. She started drinking a lot. Then my stepdad started drinking a lot with her. Then crazy thing, my mom was crippled, bro. Like, I generally think a guardian angel protected her, or something protected her from passing away like sooner. Like, really? I think I needed her, like, genuinely. Mm-hmm. So my mom was like crippled in a wheelchair and everything. And I had a stepdad, like I said, the guy that basically raised me, and he's fine. Like, he's getting old. He's like 50, but he wasn't ready to pass away. Like, I don't think it was his time, but everything happens for a reason, you know? That next year, like, not that next year, like 3 years later, he passes away.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow. Like, again, wow. Both of the two man figures that's supposed to be in my life, gone.
Yeah.
Now my mom is out of it. My mom is promising me, like, don't worry, I'm not going to drink no more. Like, I'm putting it away. I got to do it for us. When you, as a kid, when you hear that, I'm 15 years old. I'm like, okay, mama, like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Get to the house. Mom comes home. At a young age, I'm not thinking as a grown woman standpoint what her head's. I'm only being selfish and thinking about my emotions. I'm like, okay, she's not going to do it again.
Yeah.
Same night, bro, she goes out, come back home, 3 a.m., 2 a.m., drunk.
Mm.
I'm like, I cursed my mama out, like, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, in my household, like, in a Latin household, bro, you curse your mama, you curse and talk back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bro, that was the first time I ever cursed my mama out. What the is wrong with you? Like, bro, I cried in your arms, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And my mama, like, and if it wasn't a regular situation, she would have smacked out my mouth. But she
knew you were right.
She knew I was right, but she didn't know what to do. She cried herself. I said, you know what? You don't respect me. Like, you're my mom, and I'm going to lose you. I'm not going to sit and watch you pass away, so I'm going to pack myself and leave. I did that. I packed myself and left. And that was selfish of me. I learned from these, this trauma. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go at my friend's house where I moved after.
Yeah.
Mama needed me probably the most, bro. That's what I can say. Like, my mama needed me probably the most at that time. And I was like, I was so selfish. Now I look back at it like, yo, I was selfish. Mama needed me the most. She's calling me, sending me voicemails. I need you, blah, 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 blah. Just tell me you're going to come home. Being selfish. You drinking again, blah, blah, blah.
Well, sometimes I get it, though, because sometimes you got to cut them off to make them feel like they're losing everything so they make the right decision.
I agree. I think I should have probably came back sooner, but everything happened for a reason. Like we said, I'm not who I am today because I want to have a clothing brand. I want to be successful mentally like how I am today if that didn't happen.
On the path you're on.
So back onto the story, bro. I come home. I'm thinking everything is good. She's getting back together. I know she's drinking. She's lying about it, but she's doing better. I did see improvement. Mm-hmm. She said she's going to go to therapy, this and that. Bro, she said she need to go to the hospital. I'm like, okay, nothing. She always go to the hospital. She's going to come right back. Go to the hospital. I'm taking care of my brother, bro. She's in there for like a month.
Oh, wow.
Like, yo, I'm taking care of my brother. I'm going to practice, take my brother to school. Bro, I missed the whole semester of school because of this. This was the reason I actually had 16 scholarships for football. I think I had like 3-4 D1 scholarships, bro. I had to turn that because I didn't have the SAT score or the right GPA to give me that full scholarship. Yeah. And this is the reason why. And it's because, bro, I missed like a whole semester of school because I had to take my brother to elementary school every day. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, bro, we're going to make things work. Mama going to get back soon. I'm telling my little brother, Mama going to get back soon, bro. We're going to be good. Mm-hmm. Cool. Mama called me. She was like, oh, we got to pay the bill, this and that. I'm going to come back. I'm going to check myself out. I'm like, Mama, don't worry. I'll handle it. Don't worry about it. Stay in the hospital. Mama being hard-headed, being Puerto Rican and Cuban, still come back. Cool. She comes back. She's there for a week. Not even a week, bro. Goes back in the hospital. I'm texting Mama, yo, Ma, you good? Yo, Ma Dukes, you good? Didn't hear nothing back. Never, nothing. Bro, I get a call from my abuela. She was like, your mom is on life support. And I'm like, yo, like, what the what the, but my mama beat life support before, so I'm like, she's gonna beat it, but like, yo, still like, damn.
You should have been on it before?
Yeah, bro, like,
wow.
I'm telling you, bro, I've been through a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, like, okay, what now? So they're like, I'm gonna take it, like, my little brother, his name is Tito. We're gonna take Tito with us, so you don't have to, so you can go to school. Yeah. And because I'm pretty, like, you can handle yourself, but that's your younger brother. I'm like, no, y'all not taking my brother. Like, my brother needs me. You're not taking him. The first month, it didn't happen. The month and a half prior to after that, I'm like, okay. Like, my little brother is going through too much. Yeah. I'm only, 15, 16 year old.
It's a lot of responsibility.
I can't do it. So, like, all right, I get my brother one of my older phones, sent them up to my abuela. Of course, my aunt picked him up, flew him in because he wasn't going to fly by himself. He was like, 7 years old at the time? Yeah. And then, bro, I go into my homeboy house, live there. A month later, I get a call at school. But at school, like, before practice, your mom's dead. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? But mind you, I'm not gonna I just skipped the whole little scene. Like, I was seeing her in life support, like, why? Like, I was like going there to see her, but still getting that call, like, life just dropped.
I mean, that's a crazy experience.
Yeah, bro. And I just, from that, I think that was my why. Like I said, with those two stories combined, that gave me my why. So yeah, that's the answer, bro.
That's a
very deep answer, bro.
Yeah, bro. I never got that deep on camera before, so Buzz Bros first to hear it. But I got a whole cross on. Like I've been a Christian my whole life. I grew into that I grew into that religion.
Yeah.
And then like after losing everybody, it's like, okay, I don't know. I'm still open to everything, you know?
Yeah.
But I definitely, like, no matter what, I know there's something higher there. Like, I definitely know there's something higher. I just...
Man, I mean, it's just interesting to hear you talk about it. It's like, I'm kind of interested with how you've, like, dealt with it. It seems like, I mean, you kind of have, like, a smile on your face when you talk about it. It's just, so like, interesting.
Like I said, bro, like, it sounds like everything is normal, but in reality, bro, it's like, I'm just putting on a facade this whole time. You seem like
you hold a lot back.
I just hold it in, bro. I know one day, like, soon, but I know like eventually I do need to face it.
Yeah.
I can definitely say I ain't face it yet. More sense like I tell myself, I hold myself accountable to I need to get where I need to be before facing it, but I know the truth is I need to face it before to get where I need to be.
That's what it is, man.
And that's the truth, bro. Like I'm knowledge of it, I just don't know how to do it. I think I pushed it away so long. Some people probably need to hear this, bro. I pushed it away so long where I came numbed. Like genuinely numbed. Like I tell my girlfriend this all the time, bro, is that I'm black-hearted, like I'm numb, like I have a cold heart, like meaning like, bro, at that time when I lost my peoples, bro, I was having sexual intercourse with so many females just because I was lost. Yeah. And I had no emotion to them. Like I was just doing it just to do it, just to get my mind off of it.
Right, exactly.
And then, bro, even the girl, like I know I hurt females. Of course, I got hurt in the process, but it's my karma. Like that's what I get. But I went through so much that I pushed it away so much that I just came a numb soul. And now that I'm trying to face it at this age, it's like, how do I face it? Because I pushed it away. That's all I know.
Dude, I would be very interested to see what you could unpack and what you might discover that you didn't realize was there. And that's why I admire what you were doing with your solitude, because you were able to reflect on that on your own. Now, you might be like me a little bit, where I needed someone, I feel very hard-nosed, hard-headed in that way too. Because I knew I had to access those things deep down, but there's, like ego, like I was like self-protecting. Like, no, I don't want to look at that. I needed to be in an environment where you've kind of had to be like trained by someone else to access those things, because they're there.
Yeah, 100%.
They're 100% there.
Like I feel it. Like even times, bro, I get signs. Like I'll throw in a song or something that reminds me of my childhood. It can be from my parents or just coming from where I come from. It's like, okay, like give me a little flashback. Yeah. But I still don't know how to access it. Yeah. Like, bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like there's it's a lot of things I gotta really deep, like think, like actually go down and think about it, like what I went through. Half the time, bro, it's just black screen until I really
blocking it out. That's a trauma
and that's
response.
What it is, bro. And
that's your subconscious holding it out to protect you.
Exactly, bro. And that's generally what I think. And I came to I'm old enough to admit to it though. Yeah, a lot of people they're not able to admit to it. I'm able to admit to it. So that's one thing I'm happy about. I feel like that's a step forward.
That's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, 100%. So.
Yeah, man. I mean, that goes back to what we were talking about. Like, you might not even realize like the detailed impact it's having on you, but it is like in a lot of ways. I believe it, bro. Like 100%. Like that's why I said it. That's why I want to start this vision board. I wanted to. Another reason why I came from here, bro. After having that track, like going through that stuff, bro, I was left with just myself. Yeah. Like I had my cousin. Of course, like I'm very thankful. I love my cousin. We talk every day. Yeah. I lived there before I went back to my friend's house, and that's all I had really was my cousin, and then my friend. We kind of got into it, fell off a little bit. Yeah. Went different directions. I came more of a businessman, clothing brand. I still was into football, but it just, like you were saying earlier in the podcast, coaches. Bro, like I said, I had them D1 scholarships. I had to turn down. I was committed to Savannah State University. And I was like, I'm so excited to go to Savannah State. Because I had to go through that trauma. Well, I want to say trauma because, bro, like I said, I'm not mad at it. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not mad at it that happening. It's trauma. Of course. But, like, I'm not going to blame me having to miss school because of it. Like, I'm not going to be like, F you, this and that. Like, bro, my brother needed me. I'm happy I was there. Yeah. Because of it, though, I wasn't able to get the GPA I needed. It pushed me down. I was like a 3.2 my sophomore year.
here. Well, right to like a 2 point.
See that in and of itself, that's something to even talk about in that kind of setting, because that's a life-changing event that you probably feel like you were, not given those opportunities 100%. That you wanted. So,
and then not even just that, just having that COVID right after it, bro.
Oh yeah, COVID alone.
Y'all all know how school was, bro. You on the computer.
I left the class.
Bro, I left video games. Like,
as soon as they would say, Elon, why are you asleep? I leave, bro.
And they had no control of it. And everybody.
What are they gonna do?
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure the whole world can relate to this. Like
the whole Western side, at least.
Yeah, bro. Like that was a very tough time for everyone. Like school, everybody grades were dropping GPA, and then plus me missing all that school, it was no benefit. It was no plus to it. It just dropped me down.
But I remember being excited about spring break extending for a week, and then a week turned into like 7 months.
I was so happy. I'm
like, we can play Call of Duty, and then you cut back to like.
You're and then a month later, you guys want to hop on?
Yeah, but it's like 1 week, and then it turns into 2 weeks, and we're like, 2 week break, yeah.
China has released a global deadline.
Like, bro, what?
You start seeing the mass graves on the news, and you're like, what?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie, the experiences I had on COVID, like, was crazy. Like, I was just...
It's unforgettable.
Like, bro, I used to be in the house, and I'm doing anything. I used to have so many talking stages during COVID just because I was bored. Like, I'm pretty sure we all had that, like, just...
I mean, bro, I became a 2K tryhard.
Yeah, bro. Everybody became something during that, or did something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like I feel like obviously I do personally believe COVID was pre-planned.
Yeah, I agree too.
And it's like, bro, like I feel like the COVID happened to kind of bridge that connection into shoving your reality into the advanced intelligence world. Like technological aspect of it. You know what I mean? Like, think about it. After COVID, EFTs, NFTs. EFT is a freaking big thing. NFTs.
Yeah, I remember that.
Blockchain, Facebook Meta. Amazon. All these things started blowing up.
Yeah.
From a technological aspect. Right at the time that we all started living in the virtual world, like playing games all day, bro. Being technological all day.
Now that you say that, it makes me low-key think China made TikTok, and during COVID, TikTok was the biggest app.
Yeah, it's first that's when it first changed from Musical.ly to TikTok.
And then they say, bro, the COVID came from China, right?
Yeah, it was a lab, and then the lab, like the disease got out of that lab.
Don't that kind of sound a little fishy? That like,
of course,
TikTok was the biggest app at the time,
but it was also said that not China was a specific reason.
Yeah, it could be.
But it's that America gave it to China. Or something like that. I'm not too knowledgeable on this.
Yeah,
so
I'm not gonna speak too much on it, but it was like, I was like, yo, but then
hold on.
I don't want my Chinese viewers don't like me. I love y'all.
So look, we've been going on for quite a while now. I don't want to rush nothing, but it's your turn.
Okay.
But at the same time, I do want to get into
progress. Yeah.
So here's a second question I have. We've had amazing conversations, so it's kind of I kind of threw these questions out the window.
Yeah.
But just to get back, just to have a little bit of set questions.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever experience sleep paralysis, which is a form of a low vibrational astral projection?
Is that what you were telling me the other day, where like you're asleep and like it's kind of like a lucid dream?
Your body's asleep, but your mind is consciously fully awake.
So lucid dream, like you can do whatever you want to do.
No, so lucid dreaming is when you're in a meditative, like astral projecting type of state, but it's like you're still. It's like I don't know how to explain it. You know you're asleep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, hey, I'm dreaming. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Astral projection is when your mind is genuinely like you can see yourself sleeping.
Like when you say sleep, like you're up, but
like your soul. Like you never seen like a cartoon version of somebody passing away.
Yeah,
that's like their soul levitates.
Yeah.
That happens, and you can see yourself.
Oh no! I don't think I ever.
No, so that's astral projection. But what I'm talking about right now is sleep paralysis, which is a lower vibrational version of astral projection.
Okay.
Which means that your brain is semi-awake, and then it's releasing certain particles in its brain, DMT, etc., your pineal gland, to make you see these things of lower vibrational or high vibrational things.
Yeah.
So when we tap into that state and your body's asleep, that's why a lot of the times when people have sleep paralysis, they say, "Oh, I can't move my body. I feel like there's something holding me down," because your body's in a meditative sleeping state, but your mind is consciously awake.
I heard that.
But it's operating in a certain frequency and wave point that's making you see things that your regular human eyes would not be able to see at a different time of the day.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you know, but most of the time sleep paralysis occurs from like 2 to 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Which is actually the time gap in the spiritual world where the ether is mostly the closest, like the bridge is the closest to each other. Like point A to point B is the closest. Okay. Speaking from an ethereal spiritual perspective. Yes. Gotcha. The best example I could give that ways you would understand, and I know you're a little bit more knowledgeable, but where you would understand. Did you watch Stranger Things?
Yeah. What's season?
No, and just in general. Okay. You know the upside down, the dimension where it's like all gray. Yeah. It's like you have to go through a portal. Mm-hmm. Basically, imagine that, but it's like during 2 to 5 a.m. that it's like that portal to go in between those two worlds is wide open. Like it's a lot easier to access it, but you access it through waves, vibration, and frequencies. So when your brain is in that state, that's what lower vibrational astral projection is. It's like the best way I could put it is like you're not knowledgeable of astral projection, but you're accidentally astral projecting and that's what's making you get in a lower vibrational aspect of it. Once you, because everything takes practice. It takes time, it takes knowledge, it takes practice. So once you do it consistently, that's when you start getting into, the more, like I said, you start seeing yourself sleep, you start exploring, et cetera, et cetera. But the lower vibration, when it's accidental, that's what basically sleep paralysis is. So I was just asking if you guys ever had a moment where it's like similar to sleep paralysis, or is something even more, more
like an out of body,
experience via sleeping or just in general. Have you ever had like some sort of that type of experience?
I think mostly for me it would probably be like seeing something that I thought I'd seen before, but other than that, I don't think I had.
Oh, like deja vu type
stuff? But I don't think I ever had sleep like.
I told you what deja vu was, right?
Yeah, you told me.
Deja vu is when all the different versions of yourself on the timeline experience the same thing at the same time that makes you think you've experienced this before.
Yeah.
I had some crazy deja vu sometimes. Like it's
you literally I'll be like I told Eddie while I was driving to the gym, I know what you're about to say, and he'd be like, "What the fuck are you on about? You remember when we were driving to my brother's crib?" And I'll be like, "Bro, I just had deja vu." And I was like, "Bro, I literally know what you're about to say." And you're like, "This is that," and I'm like, "Yeah, I literally thought that in my mind." And you're like, "Dude, what the fuck, weird?" Exactly, bro. So it's like, no, it's weird. So yeah, if you could talk about some of your experiences, man.
I mean, the only thing during sleep that I've had is seizures. I used to be epileptic, so I have benign Rolandic epilepsy. It's not funny, so don't laugh.
No, you can't say something like that.
No, it's funny now, honestly. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. But when I was like younger, when I lived in Minnesota, I started having seizures in my sleep, which was a crazy experience. If you've ever had one,
I've never had it. Like, what does it feel like?
Literally, like imagine you're just one night, and just like any other night, you fall asleep, like you drift off, and then moment's notice you're awake. You don't know what is going on. You don't know why you're awake, but you can't breathe and you can't move. It's pitch black dark. Yeah. You're face down in your pillow and you can't breathe. So you're just like, you're awake all of a sudden, you're suffocating and you're paralyzed. Yeah. And then your body is like pulsating like this. Breathe. And you're just like, what the hell is going on? Yeah. Like complete panic. I thought I was like literally in the act of dying.
Going into cardiac arrest.
Yeah, literally, I'm dying. Yeah. Oh, okay. And then you just and then you're just like basically in that point of just like paralysis until you can't breathe anymore and you pass out. So it's basically like the first time it happened, I was like, this is death. Yeah. I was like, wow, this is absolutely terrifying.
This is how I go.
Yeah. And then I woke up, immediately ran into my parents' room. Oh yeah, no, I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Ran into my parents' room like crying, like trying to describe what had happened. Yeah. They didn't know what it was. They didn't know what I was trying to say. And then it was just kind of like, they're like, it's fine. Something probably happened. You know, you'll be okay. Then it happened again. Same thing, running into the parents' room, like, what is going on? And then they're like, we don't know. Yeah, we're probably setting something up. Then like 2 nights later, morning, getting ready for school or whatever, they, my mom and my sister are out, and they hear like this banging on the walls. Mm-hmm. Like I'd opened my door somehow. Yeah. But as I opened my door, like I knew I was gonna have the seizure. I ran out into the hallway and started hitting like the walls. Yeah. And then slammed down onto the floor, and they're like, "What is going on?" And they see me like seizing on the floor, and they're like, oh, like he's been having seizures. Okay, so
all right, just stay right there. Yeah, I'm gonna call somebody.
No, and then it's like, yeah, exactly. Mine weren't like the spazzy ones for whatever. Yeah. Mine were like the
little
tight,
tiny ones.
Yeah, like tight. Like I was like
just
constricting. Yeah.
Constricted, yeah.
And so it was like I always compared to like a Call of Duty mission or something when you're like something happens and you like your eyes kind of like slightly open. You see everything's echoing. What's going on? I see two paramedics on either side of me, and they're like checking my vitals and stuff. And then I go back out, wake up, mom and sister on either side of me. Yeah. So, yeah, nothing like that. But I have had some crazy experiences.
So let me ask you something.
Yeah.
During those time frames where, like you said, like you it's all dark and you zone out.
Yeah.
Was there anything while you went unconscious, like any sort of dreams, any sort of visions, any sort of like something talking to you?
But it's interesting because if you get down to the scientific reason of why I was having the seizures, it's because of they said electromagnetic energy in my brain, and that always kind of stood out to me. I was like, what does that mean? You know, like why...
Electromagnetic beings. We are electromagnetic beings.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so it was kind of like my brain is just like short-circuiting for what reason? Like, why is this happening? And they kind of just chalked it up, never really gave me a straight answer.
From just a scientific standpoint.
Yeah, they're like, your brain is developing, you're growing. But I'm like, everyone's is.
Yeah, why? They all say, yeah.
I'm like, why am I like... my brain is literally short-circuiting when I sleep, which sleep, as we kind of learn is exactly, like things are like overloading, which honestly, if to get kind of how I am as a person, my brain, I feel like sometimes is very, very active. Like I don't, my mom talks about my dad this way. She's like his mind never shuts off, and so it's like I've always kind of related to that. And I've always kind of like, in my own, I've never said this, but like, I've correlated those two things, that overload of like energy or thoughts or whatever it was that was causing that, I feel like had something to do with that same reason, but I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing. I'd be interested to hear what you think about it, like the reasoning.
So is that something that still happens to this day?
No, so I grew out of it. That was the weird thing. It's benign Rolandic, which means benign is that it's temporarily or not harmful. Rolandic meaning during sleep, epilepsy, seizures. So like I fall, or it's probably not good for me to like hold my breath until I pass out while I'm sleeping. But like, nothing like directly as a danger to like my brain function.
I'm pretty sure like from that experience, bro, you probably was like traumatized to go to sleep. Like, yo, I'm not going to sleep.
Oh yeah, no, I did not. I was I hated it. So it was a weird thing. I don't know why. I can't think about it, but yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Honestly,
probably a little.
See, the thing is spirituality and science go hand in hand in a deeper state.
Yeah.
Oh, chill, I'm not.
Dr. Elon.
Nah, but okay. I mean, honestly, I don't have an answer for that. But like the best thing that I guess like that comes to my mind from my knowledge, from me, from what I've experienced.
Yeah.
So oftentimes as children, you're tapped into the spiritual realm a lot stronger than you would when you're an adult, because that's when your imagination is the strongest, which means that's when your DMT, your pineal gland, things like just the chemicals in your brain are most active to make you see, to either think of that imagination or have those spiritual type of experiences, where in your brain, your electromagnetic and energy inside your brain was override, right?
Yeah.
Like over burnout, you know what I mean?
It's so weird. Like they did brain scans on me to try and track it.
What I personally think is that your mind or your brain was tapped into that spiritual realm at a stronger sense than most children. And through you consuming products that contain fluoride, things that would cover your pineal gland, processed foods that would mess with your hormones, your chemicals, and your brain because I don't know because I don't know if you know, but 50 years ago, you can go to the supermarket and get some natural good food.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
it's hard.
Like I don't want to say that what your mind has gone through, where your mind's like always not shut down, is not like genetic. But what I can say is that it can be improved to where you get a clearer mindset.
Yeah.
By eating cleaner foods, stuff like that. So basically what I think happened was you were very tapped into the spirit realm, but your body didn't know how to react to it. Because at the end of the day, you're still human. You're still here for a human experience. So it's like, it's almost like what I'm picturing in my mind right now is like your soul was like, no, I don't want to be human. I want to, and it's like your brain was like fighting the going back and forth, like staying human, going back to spiritual, staying human, going back to the soul spiritual regions, you know, like fighting, and then that's kind of caused your brain to have like this override. At least that's what's coming to me right now. Like this is, I'm literally like, I'm not thinking right now. Like this is literally like, it's the weirdest thing. I have downloads of information sometimes when I just talk. I just feel like a higher power just give me something. I just start talking. I just start saying it. Like I'm not thinking right now. I'm just answering your question. It's the weirdest thing. So that's kind of what's coming to me right now for that. And that, you know, like I said, when you're a child, the experiences come a lot stronger. I've had some really weird experiences as a child with spiritual things that personally make me believe in the things that I believe, as to why I'm not so religious.
Yeah. Interesting.
Because at the end of the day, we're still meant to have a human experience. Yes, we're all spiritual beings, but we're having a human experience.
We're based in that.
We're supposed to learn how to be present here. We're supposed to experience life as it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For me and my aspect, I actually had sleep paralysis, unlike you two. And I think it's like I said, because I feel like because my mom was always spiritual, so I've always been tapped into. Yeah. I grew up Christian. I got baptized and everything. My mom baptized me, but then it's like, no, I'm not. Watch this. I'm gonna go.
Just haven't focused on this.
Dude,
there's no shot.
Oh, whoa, sorry.
Whoa.
Yo.
All over and whatnot.
Stop saying whatnot.
Whatnot.
Bro, you just twist the whole...
What Elon is not about to do is successfully Jenga this.
I have faith. Oh my gosh.
Don't mess up. Whatever you do, don't mess up. If you do...
Yeah. If y'all didn't know, it's $5,000 on the line.
Put down some bands. It's raps. It's raps. It's raps.
It's no way. Yo, you cooked. I'm not gonna lie, you cooked. You're next. You're cooked.
Ethan,
Yo,
I'm sorry, bro. You are
cooked.
Wait. I gotta place it first. I'm sorry, Ethan, but I think it might be over, brother.
Imagine he just get it easily like I did.
Yo, that'd be that bullshit, bro. Nah, see, it's too sensitive up there. We'll get back to the conversation, guys. Just give us a second.
It's getting serious. Play some music.
No, I'm gonna play that heartbeat. Dum dum, dum dum.
This is insane, absolutely insane. Oh my gosh.
You're done.
No, you actually cooked.
After I'm cooked.
Wait, hold on. He may be cooking. Yeah, you're done, bro. Wait. No way.
Bro.
EJ, you're cooked. No. All right.
Oh my gosh.
High five, bro.
Yeah.
But then, no way, bro.
Get him.
No way, bro. No way.
W, man. Stop playing. Wanna dance.
All right, don't celebrate too early, Jet. Just go place it. Boom.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm Batman.
Talking all that game.
But you know, just ask the question. You doom.
Wait. I got it. Watch. I got this. No!
Yes!
Bro, I lose 2 episodes in a row. Are you shitting me?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie.
I think it's a skill issue, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
So, about my sleep paralysis experience. So,
Experiment.
I'm an experience.
Experiment.
Whatever, bro. So, I'm like you, drifting off, like tapping in from conscious, unconscious, just, and I remember turning to my left, and all of a sudden I fall asleep, and my eyes open. I go, and I don't mean like the movies, when it's like the spider sense, how have you seen No Way Home? So it's the spider sense that you get from the movies, when from No Way Home, when he was about to find out that Green Goblin is turning into him, like turning into Green Goblin. Like he went from the regular to. So I was like, huh. So I had that. I turn to my left. I knock out for like a few seconds, and I'm like, and then I can't move because I fell asleep, and it's like a minute passed by. Like my body somehow fell asleep fast.
Yeah.
And I fell asleep, and somehow my body was asleep, and I wasn't able to move it. It's like So I don't know why, but for some people they get that feeling where it's like they have something heavy on them. But for me, I had when you fall asleep on your arm and you get that static feeling.
Yeah.
So I had that, but for my whole body.
Oh.
So I had like that static feeling for my whole body, and I wasn't able to move it. Like I was numb, and I wasn't able to like. It's almost like I fell asleep on my whole body.
That's oof.
And like, bro, it's like a horror movie. I look over like this, like I try. I'm like, and it's pitch black, and like not pitch black, but it's like darker. I have like a little night light, like a little tiny light in the room, and I just see this like 10-foot dark being, literally just like start like from the top of this. You know how like shadows make like they can make it look bigger than it seems. Like,
it stretches.
It started stretching, and it started like kind of engulfing me. Like the dark shadow started engulfing me, and bro, I just see these like bright white eyes in the shadow. And I'm like, keep my, I can't move. Yeah. I'm looking like this, and I'm like, woo! Exactly. And bro, for some reason, like, and just in the moment, like right before I get fully engulfed in like this darkness, I don't know how to explain it. Yeah. My arm just like literally like flinged. Like my arm was like, my whole body's paralyzed, but I just flinged. I managed to fling. Yeah. And then my legs just like worked, got up, ran out the room.
Oh really?
Straight up.
Like fully.
And I lived in a really small house. Like it's like like it's called a duplex. It's half a house, and it was 2 rooms and then like a living kitchen room. Like it's combined, like a living room kitchen. And my mom was like she slept in the living room a lot because my mom would dog breed. So the dogs would be in the other room, and then she would sleep in the living room. I'd run out and I'd be like, I just stared at her and I'm like,
yeah, like what do you even say?
And I'm like, I'm not going back in there for like an hour.
Yeah. An hour?
Yeah. And then I
just an hour.
Yeah, but I want to
No, but I meant like I turned the light back on and like I knew what just happened. I knew that there was like a darker force and I had sleep paralysis. This was like when I was 17, bro.
Really? So
this is recent. Like not too recent. Okay. This is when I lived in Hollywood, bro.
Okay.
Like when I just first started going to hills. Yeah. So like, bro, like that experience just like that made me believe like even more like because light, the light beings in this world are being attacked. You know what I mean? Like the more positive, like there's a lot of people that came onto this earth for the purpose of like increasing the vibration, teaching spiritual knowledge, and like just being a light being, showing compassion, unconditional love, growth, elevation.
Do you genuinely think you was being like attacked?
That was a spiritual attack on me.
I feel like that's something you wouldn't forget.
Yeah, like exactly. Like it's not something that like it's not like a freaking darker entity or energy is gonna like. All right, okay, so we got all these names right here, and it starts spinning, lands on this person. All right, let's attack this person just because it landed on it. It was like, like something was targeting me. Like something was genuinely targeting me. And I felt that was like the scaredest I ever felt in my life. But it felt so quick though.
Don't do that while I'm here, bro. While I live with you, do not.
No.
Don't invite that dude.
No. Trust me, no worries. Like it's not gonna happen again.
Bro, come in here, bro. Come in, bro. Yo, I'm being attacked. Yo, I'm gonna like instantly be real honest.
So like it's like I've learned through deep meditation how to develop this like energetic barrier around me. Yo, this is gonna sound like some fugazi bullcrap to like people that are listening that are not into like spiritual knowledge and spirituality. But I learned how to make this energetic barrier around me that I can literally feel on me. It's like this overlapping heat, like I just and like bro, I've been like it just naturally comes like after doing it so many times. Just wanted to feel protected. I just go to sleep now and I just.
You just said a whole bunch of nothing in the past 10 seconds.
I'm still working on them. I can see.
Energetically, I just protect myself.
Awesome.
The question is, guys, do you know what self-concept is? Your self-concept is basically the way you view yourself in certain aspects of your life. Yeah. For example, I could view myself differently when I'm single than when I would view myself in a relationship. So what the self-concept is basically you work on that envisionment. I mean, that envisionment, that's not a word. You look at that perspective of like, okay, imagine I have a girlfriend right now. How would this Elon act? Would he be insecure? Would he be happy? Would it be trustworthy to her? Would he trust her? And it's like, basically you put yourself in those shoes and you start working how you think you would act, and then you improve. So that's what self-concept is. You just work on your self-view on certain aspects of your life.
Yeah. No, I think that was the birthing of a creation to where I'm at. I feel like I'm at right now. Is you have to, it's like manifestation. I think, self-concept, the thing, it goes hand in hand with that you can't, it's a lot harder to go where you want to or build what you want to when you don't have a vision or, at least a concept of it.
Like EJ said, a GPS.
Yeah, GPS.
That's what it is. And it applies to yourself too. Because that's where, when I was at that point, I was like, I always felt internally that I had something greater, you know what I mean? Some kind of deeper or like, higher potential to reach. So it's like, that's what it was, I think, is a lot of that. The acts of self-love that you do are building towards that self-concept that you want to have, because without that, you just kind of you don't act with intention. That's the biggest thing I feel like, is when you have that concept or a plan, like that GPS you're talking about, everything you're doing has an actual reason to it, which I feel like, going back to what you talked about, where you were kind of just like in a rut, playing video games or just not eating. It's like those things are done with intention. And this is something, this quote has like sat in my mind recently for so long, is if you don't choose your path will choose you. Yeah. That's the kind of world that we're in right now. And it's always been that way, I feel like. So that's why I think, building a self-concept is so important, because without it, you're going to just fall to whatever someone else wants you to do.
Yeah, 100%.
Like we talk about the elites, where like there's a plan for people who just kind of let things happen. There's a plan for you. You're going to fall where you're going to fall. So
exactly. There is such thing as going with the flow. That's like a big aspect in spirituality, like trusting the universe, trusting in divine timing and divine intervention. But it's going with the flow as to where something doesn't phase you, as in going with the flow. Not as in sitting on your butt, not doing things. Oh, if this is meant to happen, it'll happen. No, it's going through all the challenges in life, all the aspirations you feel that you are strive, that have been put in your soul to do, but not being phased by certain things. That's what I personally think going with the flow of life is. And like, tying that in with self-concept is like building that image for yourself of how you see a certain aspect in your life. Like you said, if you don't choose a path will choose you. It's like, if you see yourself becoming an entrepreneur, a really successful businessman, and you feel like that is in your heart to where you want financial freedom, you don't see yourself working for somebody else but yourself, then it's like, work on that self-concept. Okay, what would Elon do as an entrepreneur? Yeah. He would have a schedule. He would have a board. He would have a plan, GPS. He would have all these things. And then step by step, you take each little habit. That's why I love the book Atomic Habits.
I haven't read it yet.
I haven't fully read through it, but I'm
getting the idea.
Exactly. So it's like, daily small habits build such big impact. Like, it makes such a big impact.
The difference is in the details.
Exactly. Like, it really is. It's corny and it's cliche, but the small things do matter. The small details are essential.
Oh yeah.
It's every single day. It's like compound interest with money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Investing in yourself.
If you literally multiply 0 times 1, you're gonna get 0. But if you multiply a number by 0.01, then it's going to be a different number. It's going to increase.
Oh yeah.
So it's literally just that, going from this to even a tiny little step, gradually over time it builds.
Yeah.
And then you start putting, and that's why I have Kaizen tatted on me. It's a Japanese tradition where you always increase every single day, progression, 1%. Whether it's emotional stability, whether it's mental, whether it's physical, like making more money, whether it's having a business plan and going through with it, whether it's sticking up with your word, whether it's saying you want to hang out with family and you actually go do it.
Yeah.
Because it builds that trust with yourself.
Yes.
Oftentimes people don't succeed, not because they don't have the facilities to succeed, but it's because their own inner dialogue doesn't trust what they're saying.
Yes.
You build that relationship with yourself. You're a profound person of this because you play sports, so you understand what I mean. You trust that you will catch a football because you caught a football 100 times a day minimum.
Yeah.
You told yourself, I'm going to go outside, I'm going to train today. And then you go outside and do it. And then you build that relationship with your mind, because you're not your mind, you're an observer of your mind. So when you build that relationship with your mind, you start making those habits to where you start trusting yourself. And then when you trust yourself, you say something, you know it's going to happen because you've succeeded and you've done it every single last time you said you were going to do it.
That's a huge thing.
Bars!
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, bro.
I did not think right there. That shit just downloaded, bro. I'm telling you, that shit just downloaded. You know what I'm saying? I swear, bro.
That's huge, bro.
Well,
all right. Guys, this is wraps of the second episode.
Yes,
I'm truly grateful that Ethan was able to come by today. He took time out of his day specifically to come by. It's his actual birthday tomorrow. So literally the day before his birthday, he took time out of his day to come by, make this episode, and make it happen. So we're truly grateful for you, man. We're truly grateful for you having you
It's
here.
always a pleasure to hang out with like real people.
Yeah, bro.
I
Genuinely,
appreciate
like we
that,
said in the
bro.
podcast earlier today.
Is there anything you'd want to say to the viewers before we wrap this up, man?
Man, I mean, if you ever, you know, whoever, I don't know who will see this, but, you know, like I said, I'm really passionate about, like, helping people and, you know, providing guidance because, you know, I may not have it all figured out, but, you know, I've made some pretty big improvements in my life and, you know, it's just the beginning. So if you see this and you ever need help or advice or anything like that, I'm very happy to help. So, you know, I'm sure they'll tag my socials or whatnot. Always reach out to me. Love helping people. So, yeah. That's all I got.
Man. Great, man. What about you, EJ?
Hey, exactly what he said, bro. Like I said, this is my first place where y'all ever heard my story for real on social media. So, hey, let's get this somewhere, bro. Let's make this platform about elevation growth and let's get this ball rolling, bro.
Absolutely.
Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe.
Make sure you turn on post notifications to be notified every single time we upload. Thank you guys so much for watching. And peace out, guys.
We'll see you on the next EP.